Okay, think about this for a second. A young man, basically penniless, shows up wanting to work with Thomas Edison. No connections, not really any obvious special skills, just this intense desire.
Right, and somehow he makes it happen.
Yeah,
Becomes a key partner even.
exactly. That's the kind of transformative idea we're diving into today on Book Talk Finance.
Welcome, everyone. Yeah, today we're looking at a really influential book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Mm-hmm. And Napoleon Hill, he was tasked by Andrew Carnegie, no less, to spend decades, like over 20 years, studying the most successful people around.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
He was looking for what made them tick, what they had in common.
And the book claims to reveal this secret formula for success. It even got endorsements from, big names back then, U.S. President, Chief Justice F.W. Woolworth, people like that.
Yeah, they believed these principles worked. So our mission today here on Book Talk Finance is to unpack some of those core ideas.
To really dig in and see what value they might hold for you for your own, let's say, financial goals and thinking.
Definitely. Where should we start? Maybe with the foundation.
Yeah, let's start there. The absolute cornerstone seems to be what Hill calls the power of desire, this idea of a definite purpose.
Right. And it's not just like a vague wish. He means something really specific, something intense, a burning desire, he calls it.
It has to be the starting point for everything. Otherwise, your energy is just scattered.
Exactly. He uses that story of Edwin C. Barnes wanting to work with Thomas Edison to really hammer this home.
Oh, that's such a great example. Because Barnes didn't just want a job for Edison.
No, he wanted to be a business associate,
Oh,
a collaborator. Big difference.
huge. And he had, no money, didn't know Edison, but he was just completely fixated on this goal. Hill says he burned all bridges behind him.
Yeah, no turning back, no plan B. He just showed up.
And that sheer raw desire, that focus, is what eventually got him noticed, right? Even though his first approach wasn't exactly, polished.
It highlights the power of just having that crystal clear intention, and Hill really stresses making it tangible.
You mean like writing it down?
Precisely. Write down exactly what you desire, makes it real, makes it a commitment, not just a thought floating around.
So for you listening, maybe take a moment. What is that one clear, definite purpose for you, financially speaking? What truly gets you fired up?
It's a powerful exercise. And building right on that desire, Hill brings in faith and autosuggestion.
Okay. Faith he describes as, what was it, an eternal elixir, something that gives life to your thoughts.
Yeah, basically the bedrock for actually accumulating wealth. You have to believe you can achieve that desire.
And autosuggestion is the tool to build that faith, the idea that you become what you repeatedly tell yourself.
Exactly. Whether it's true or not initially, if you tell your subconscious mind something often enough and with feeling, it starts to accept it as reality.
So he actually provides a formula for this, the self-confidence formula.
He does. It's a 5-step plan. It involves, again, writing down your definite purpose, figuring out what you'll give in return, setting a date.
And then memorizing it and repeating it morning and night.
Yes, and crucially, repeating it with feeling and belief. Visualizing yourself already having achieved it.
It's like deliberately programming your mind. Makes you think about, those subconscious limiting beliefs we all carry around about money or success.
Absolutely. This is about actively overriding them. A potential game changer, as you said.
Okay, so you have the desire, you're building the faith, but you need a plan, right? That brings us to specialized knowledge and organized planning.
Right. And Hillbuckler makes a really interesting point here. He challenges that old saying, knowledge is power.
Oh, yeah. What does he say instead?
He argues knowledge is only potential power. It doesn't become actual power until it's organized into practical plans of action.
And directed towards that definite purpose we talked about.
Exactly. And it needs to be specialized knowledge,
Yeah.
not just general information.
So figure out exactly what you need to know for your specific goal.
Yes. And then figure out how to get that knowledge. Could be school, courses, mentors, learning from others' experiences. Doesn't have to be traditional academics.
Okay, so acquire the right knowledge. Then what?
Then you need practical plans of action. You need to actually devise how you're going to achieve your goal using that knowledge.
And this is where imagination comes in.
Big time. He says you create these plans with imagination, both by rearranging old ideas in new ways, which he calls synthetic imagination.
And through creative imagination, those flashes of insight, the hunches.
Right. But planning often isn't a solo job, which leads to another key idea, the mastermind.
Ah, yes, the mastermind principle. This isn't about one person being a genius, is it?
Not at all. It's about synergy. Two or more people working together in harmony, coordinating their knowledge and effort towards that definite purpose.
Like a supportive team, a partnership, or one of those mastermind groups people talk about now.
Exactly. He'll believe that aligning yourself with others, combining brain power and effort, is crucial for creating and actually carrying out effective plans. You could achieve more together.
So it's about collaboration, not just individual brilliance. Okay, that makes sense. You mentioned imagination being key for planning.
Yes, he calls imagination the workshop of the mind. It's where all our plans are actually formed.
A workshop, I like that. And you mentioned the two types, synthetic and creative.
Synthetic is working with existing concepts, experiences, ideas, sort of remixing them. Most planning probably falls into this category.
Okay, and creative.
That's more about tuning into intuition, inspiration, getting brand new ideas, maybe from the subconscious or what Hill calls infinite intelligence. It often kicks in when the conscious mind is relaxed or maybe after intense focus.
The key thing seems to be that desire, however strong, needs the imagination to give it shape, form, and an actual path forward.
Precisely. Imagination turns the abstract wish into a concrete possibility, especially financially. You have to see it, plan it.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Are we using our imaginative workshop enough when we think about our finances, or are we just sticking to the same old thoughts?
A very good question. But even with a great plan born from imagination, there's another crucial piece. Persistence.
Ah, persistence. Sticking with it. Hill seems to think this is where most people stumble.
He flat out says it. Lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. People just quit too soon.
He tells that story about R.U. Darby, the gold miner.
Oh yeah, the 3 feet from gold story. Darby and his uncle found a promising vein, drilled down, then it seemed to disappear. So they gave up, sold their equipment for peanuts.
And the guy who bought it just hired an engineer who said the vein was only 3 feet further down.
Exactly. Darby missed out on millions because he stopped just short. But he learned a huge lesson.
Keeping on, as the saying goes. What helps build that persistence, according to Hill?
He lists a few things. Definitely having that clear purpose and strong desire we talked about. Also, self-reliance, solid plans, accurate knowledge.
Cooperation, like the mastermind idea.
And willpower. And making persistence a habit. It's not just gritting your teeth, it's building a foundation that supports sticking with it.
It really makes you reflect on your own follow-through, doesn't it? When things get tough financially, how persistent are you?
It's a critical self-assessment. Now, going a bit deeper into the mind, Hill talks a lot about the subconscious mind.
Right. This is the part that works behind the scenes, processing everything.
Pretty much. And he says it acts on whatever thoughts are dominant in your conscious mind, especially thoughts mixed with strong emotion.
So it doesn't really judge, it just takes whatever we feed it most consistently and powerfully.
That's the idea, which is why feeding it positive thoughts, focusing on your desire, visualizing success, using that autosuggestion is so important. You're programming the subconscious to work for you.
And he mentions positive versus negative emotions being key here.
Yes, he lists 7 major positive emotions like desire, faith, love, enthusiasm, and 7 major negative ones: fear, jealousy, hatred, etc.
And the goal is to consciously focus on cultivating the positive ones, injecting them into your thoughts about your goals.
Exactly, because if you don't consciously choose positive, emotionally charged thoughts, the negative ones can easily take over and steer your subconscious in the wrong direction.
Which leads nicely into the final big concept we should probably touch on, overcoming fear. Hill calls them the 6 ghosts of fear.
These are like the fundamental anxieties that hold people back. He identifies 6 basic ones.
Okay, what are they?
The fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and the fear of death.
Wow, those cover a lot of ground. And how does he say they take root?
He links them strongly to indecision. Indecision breeds doubt, and doubt, if you let it linger, crystallizes into fear.
So being decisive is a way to combat fear.
A major way, yes. And he specifically calls out the fear of poverty as maybe the most destructive when it comes to achieving wealth. It paralyzes people.
And the fear of criticism too, right? Worrying what others will think if you try something ambitious or different.
Definitely. That stops so many people. The key, Hill says, is to recognize these fears in yourself. Understand they are just states of mind, and then make definite decisions to not let them control you. Decide you won't worry about criticism. Decide you will master the fear of poverty.
It's about taking conscious control of your thoughts again.
It all comes back to the mind. Really, Think and Grow Rich is less about specific financial tactics and much more about the psychology, the mindset required for success.
Absolutely. It's about harnessing the power of your own thinking,
Hmm.
your desire, your faith, your plans, your persistence, and managing those internal roadblocks like fear.
So we really hope listening to this gives you some food for thought. How can you apply some of these ideas, maybe just one to start, to your own financial situation, your own journey?
Yeah, think about that as a final thought to leave you with. What is that one single burning desire related to your financial future that you could commit to focusing on, really focusing on, starting today?
Hmm, something to really mull over.
Well, we hope this book talk finance session has sparked some valuable insights for you.
Definitely. And be sure to subscribe and follow the channel. We'll be back with more discussions on influential financial books to help you unlock your potential.